What is happening, y'all? Welcome back. Starting things off at the Frenzied Flame prescription after making our way all the way down in the hole. So let's talk about the Frenzied Flame. Now, this is one of the trophy endings. When you get this one, it is going to lock you into the Frenzied Flame ending. However, we can use Miquella's Needle to cleanse ourselves at the same area where we fight Dragon Lord to remove the Frenzy effect, which will also remove our Frenzy Eyes and allow us to get at the other endings. With that in mind, honestly, it's going to be a lot easier for you to back up your save, get the other endings, and then come down here and get this and get the Frenzy ending. Because you can wait all the way until the very end of the game. Like literally before you are about to end the game, and then be like, hold up, and then come on over here and get the Frenzy Flame, and then go wrap things up. So there's no reason you have to do this now. If you want to do it now, go ahead. Your character has these like madness eyes and looks kind of crazy. In addition to that, when you do it, you will finish off Hayeda's quest line.
So I realize I'll be a maiden. Go to the door. It will surely open the flame.
So if you notice in her dialogue, she'll say, divest yourself of all possessions. Basically, you need to get completely naked. So if you approach the door completely naked, you'll be able to interact with it. You'll go inside, you'll get a scar on your body and your crazy frenzy eyes. The other waifu will straight up leave you. She'll be like, I told you don't do this, you shouldn't have done this. I actually think we might have some dialogue with her right now. Let's look. Maybe not. Yeah, you can talk to her here.
If you intend to claim the frenzied, I ask, it is not to be meddled with. However ruined this world has become, life endures. There is beauty in that. If you would become Lord, please. I ask you one more time, please. Seek not the frenzied. As one who strives to become a Lord, deny not the lives, those who would, when the land, please, the Lord of frenzied, when the land
So yeah, she really doesn't want you to do it. One thing that I will say is interesting is how she was talking about how we need to burn the Erd Tree. If you decide to become the Frenzied Flame now, the cutscene is slightly different. Instead of Millennia sacrificing herself to burn the Erd Tree, instead your character kind of just turns into some crazy Sith Lord, passes out, the tree lights up in fire, really cool kind of cutscene happens, and then at the end of the game, you get a cutscene with her where she's swearing that she's going to hunt you down and kill you. But she doesn't show up as a hidden boss or anything like that to my knowledge. So anyway, we're just going to save that for now. Like I said, you'll also get the Frenzy Flame seal from Hayeda when you do that. With that in mind, it's really not that good compared to a lot of the other seals. It has split scaling between Strength, Dex, Int, and Faith. Even then, you need to put like 45 into each stat just for it to hit like something that you could hit on other incant scales quite easily. So really cool ending, but not worth doing right now. So go on and roll through that. Go on and open this up. And then if you look here, yeah, this looks a little familiar, doesn't it? Because we are back in the Deeproot Depths. Now this is going to be just like a really, really quick standalone portion of this zone. Just to kind of show, this is an alternative entrance down here, and we're basically just getting some loot that's up on these cliffs. We're not, you know, going over to the big tree or anything. So it's pretty cut and dry. But anyway, we're gonna... Here's my first set of ants at. Here, now they're over here. So we just go this way. Gonna jump down. And right around the corner would be our ants. Of course, because you're in this area, you can use Torrent again. We're going to kill them. Rune Arc, Newman's Rune. After that, we're going to take this back up. And you can see a little shiny over there, so hop across. I believe that's a Smithing Stone 6. There we go. And then we're going to continue along. here. Other loot down here should be a formic rock, a smithing 8, and then a golden 8. Okay, take this around. Formic rock. For him, we can drop. And up. The torrent for this one. So golden 8. Just looking at my notes again. Golden 8, golden 5 by the ants, and we're done. Formic, smithing 8, golden 8. Hang on, did we grab the smithing 8? I don't know if we grabbed the smithing 8. Probably didn't. Anyway, we're not desperate for a smithing 8 right now. We'll have an infinite supply of those in just a little bit. All of those, and now we're effectively done. So there are a couple more ants. You can kind of see them right there. And if you just take... Stop that. Let's kill this one. You just go down the ant bridge. They're right here. We'll just fight them. Come on. Everybody gather up. Let's go. Come on, get with the program. If you just go down the bug bridge, you're going to be in the Deeproot Depths proper, which is all the stuff we had already cleared. But we'll just run along. We've already killed most of them. With all of them dead. Get on down to the bottom, and you can kind of see where we're at right now. So this is like the very first point where we had to jump across some roots. We picked up Elden Stars over in that cave. So just to kind of pull together where we are at in the depths. But anyway, with all that done, next up we are ready to take over here the roll route. So go to East Capitol Rampart. Then we're going to take the elevator down. I definitely think I'm going to respec that Arcane away. I'll have enough that I can use base dragon spells, because that sounds fun. And then probably like Stone Ogre Rock and Bestial Sling is good to hit dragonflies and annoying things. Dragon Breaths are fun though. Also, how I mentioned that the waifu lady leaves you, Hyetta becomes your new maiden. Not that it really matters. I mean, you don't really interact with them all that much, but yeah, that'll change. So anyway, we're gonna go out these big doors here. We'd opened these previously, and obviously I mentioned we were gonna save this for a later time. We're gonna clear this whole lower area first. For the most part, it's like little beastmen like this. Nothing really too concerning around here. So grab the beast blood, continue along. It's gonna be dogs guarding a golden 9 up ahead. And then a liver by more dogs and a beast. Stop it. And then And at the end of the path is going to be a perfume bottle that's being guarded. Circle around. That guy out. I haven't actually talked about those at all, but you can do some pretty cool stuff with these things. You know, shatter sparks, boost ally attack power, reduce incoming damage, poison mist, acid mist, state of fervor, which is going to, I believe that it increases your damage done and damage taken. Make yourself stronger. You know, there's all kinds of fun stuff you can do with these. You just need a bunch of mats, so don't discount them because we've been grabbing all those perfume bottles. I know there's one that gives you a like an opaline bubble tear effect. We're gonna head on up until this break right here. We're gonna turn. Ow, I was hoping it would go right under you and it didn't work. Right over here, we'll get a piece of candy. This is a sleeping dude, so kill him. Get the piece of candy behind the statue. Let's see. To do number 6, we're gonna pop the summon. Okay, there's a bunch of shit we can fight around here. Let's do Aga. I'm gonna keep alternating between them because everyone's so obsessed with how the Mimic is so good, and it's like, Mimic's good, but like, you can easily get by without it. Aga will tear shit up out here. Look at the knockdown from my boy. There's a couple perfumers here, but there's really like nothing that's gonna, you know, there's no like, oh, what do I do against this in this area? You'll be fine. And you can see Aga's basically carrying it himself right now. I don't even really need a summon here, but anyway. Grab Exalted Flesh. And the Nest and Butterflies, I think that's it. Yeah, summon, get Flesh and Butterflies, hit the big lift, and head on up. Oh, worth mentioning. So, after we burn the tree, right down here, this turns into a lake of ash where it's all water right now. That is where we pick up the +2 version of Erdtree's Favor, which is one of the legendary talismans. We're going to obviously be coming back to get that later, but just felt like pointing it out now. And while we're on the elevator, I'm going to take a look at some spells here. For my respec that we're going to probably do this episode. Inventory. 15 arcane, 10 arcane, 12. So I wouldn't need to go past 12. I could just keep baseline arcane well, actually I'd have arcane with the rune active. A couple really basic guys around here we can kill. I'll also take this off. I'm gonna get you. That shouldn't be any problem for y'all. Let me go a little bit. Here it is. Revenge of the Shiny. I'm going to whack this thing. Big beetle. There's a couple of those in upcoming areas. Wait, why are you... Stop this, dude. And it's just running across this long bridge. So we got a double boss fight coming up. It's those big ugly dudes that we were fighting down in the shunning grounds. You just gotta kill two of them at the same time. Pretty straightforward stuff. Y'all shouldn't really struggle with this. I can't pull my summon back out because I used my flask. I guess I could put the mimic on and use him. Because he needs health and not FP. My FP sucks. So just run along. This is the funny part. You're gonna get like warped. You're just running, you're like, everything is good. Whoa, what's happening? This looks dark and scary. And then dun 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 dun. You go and you pick up some loot. See how much damage we're doing here. It's not like these guys are going to be hard. Only kill a Rolo, which should be a pretty good summon. He's not a legendary, but he does have... I mean, he has two great axes that have bleed, so I feel like in the scheme of things, he probably does a pretty good job. But I can't speak to his performance myself. I just know that fighting those things, they definitely pack a punch. We'll get the Grace, and then we're going to run on up and activate another Great Rune. Morgoth's Great Rune, actually not too bad. It's a quite significant HP increase. I mean, obviously you're not getting the 5 to every stat that you would with Godric, which I'm a big fan of. But if I wasn't going to use Godric, this is probably what I would use. It's like a 30% increase to your health. And so, you know, the more health you have, the better this is going to be. I mean, at you know, 60 vigor, this is going to put us... This is going to be an absurd amount of health. It gets us like 2,600, something like that. So it is a very... it's a nice chunk, man. Especially if you don't need the other stats. You have that on and you're like, let's go. The dude is just... he's ready. That. We'll hit the Grace. And now we're just going to warp on down to the Gate Grace. So from here, just run back across the bridge. That one dude that was here before is going to be there, because we didn't get to actually fight him before. Of course, there's no more, you know, summon double boss fights or anything like that. Okay. I'm gonna hit this, it's gonna go down. And while we're going down, I want you to look to the southwest, kind of like this notch right here. We'll see a little pathway that we're gonna pass. Right there. We're going to go back to that in a second, but first I'm going to grab the Grace just so I can warp out instead of worrying about jumping back down. Forbidden Lands is a very short zone. It literally just connects us over to the giant zones. Which I didn't record it because we're not there yet, but I may just wing it. Get it done. Alright, jump out. Pick up the official's attire. And the Blade of Calling, which is very similar to the Assassin's Knife we got, except this one does a burst of holy damage. It's essentially the same. It's the dagger that Melina uses, the little waifu lead. So, let's see what to do here, because we're only 20 minutes in. I feel like we can go a little bit longer. Let's go Nightfall. I know there's a Knight Rider here that has Phantom Slash, and that's pretty badass. We can try and take him on real fast. There's also some loot back here. Piece of candy back there. And it's drawstring, which is mostly useless anyway, but we got it, whatever. So you can see the path kind of. We're just going to go along a little bit heading east. Just kind of waiting for the Knight Rider to show up. He should be right around here. And you can torrent through this area. Where are you? Usually by the trees. He's up a little bit further. Knight Rider. Knight Rider. Ah, there you are. Okay, starting things off with a bang, huh? I remember... No, you're not the last. Never mind. We have one more Knight Rider battle after this. There we go. That gives us Phantom Slash, which is actually a really, really strong Ash of War. If you have bigger weapons, stuff like halberd, stuff like scythe, I'll throw that onto my halberd right now just to show it off to y'all. Very good in boss fights. Not so good in PvP, but definitely really good in boss fights. Where are you, my dear? Got Sacred Blade on you. Let's go. Odin Butt Slam. Where's that? And then, let's make you... I mean, quality is going to be the highest damage, but I'm curious if I want to do, like, cold or something. I might get good damage out of cold. No, let's just do quality on you. We can do quality and put whatever we need on you that way. Okay. And real fast, I'm going to also sort my chest and get rid of all of the stuff that I'm not using at all. Not gonna need... I need to take barricade off of that. Not that it really matters, to be honest. So I gotta talk about that a little bit as well. You on there. Sword chest again. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about some new stuff. Well, I think this area is short, but... I don't know. I feel like no. Let me just do it properly after I've had the chance to do the notes, because it's misty. I'm gonna want to explore the corners. I can talk about some other stuff. So up till now we've been, you know, a quality build. We have focused on strength and dexterity. kind of kept things a little bit even. But as we get to the end of the game, we are finding more and more items that are incredibly impotent, or not impotent, incredibly potent, like game-changingly potent, such as the Fingerprint Stone Shield. Now this, for example, obviously it's incredibly heavy, 29 weight. If we're using it, we're going to have to be at 40 endurance. We're going to need both favor as well as the arsenal on. But the plus side of that is that this thing comes with a baseline guard boost at 81. Looking at the stats on it, it's 100% physical, and probably the more important thing about it is this: we can get close to 100% damage negation from any element with this. So go into Ashes of War. You know, if we switch it over to magic, it starts off at 88.5 magic. At fire, 93 at fire. At lightning, it's going to be 90 to lightning. At sacred, 86 to holy. And that's unupgraded. So if we upgrade it, these numbers are only going to get higher on it. And because of that, if you are struggling at all and you want to play it safe, it may be worth respecking over to strength so that you can use this, because it needs 48 strength. So only strength or quality can really pull this off. But the benefit of it is that you can block literally anything in the game. On top of that, it already has madness on it, which is kind of cool for PvP. But because of how strong this shield is, you could actually use this thing as a weapon. You could put shield crash on it or shield bash, and then do like blood or frost, and you can just bash into something and go boom, 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 and force a blood proc almost instantly. So you're going to be able to deal, you know, just to kind of show what I'm talking about with this, because honestly, it's stupid that this shield is as strong as it is. We'll do shield crash with blood. And obviously, I'm a bigger fan of actually using it as a shield. With barricade, this is going to block pretty much any attack in the game. It's not even going to cost stamina for you to block. I mean, that's the advantage that you get when you're using something that's this heavy. Just for demonstrative purposes. Just going to go to a troll right here. Trolls are big. They should be able to survive long enough to do a full shield crash on. And I'm still debating myself. I may end up going towards this for this playthrough just to show what it can do. You're actually kind of a big target. You're moving a little too much. I need you to keep your foot still. So that was the bleed proc. And keep in mind, this is unupgraded right now. We upgrade this. These same swings that I'm hitting are going to do about 500-600 damage. This is going to do, you know, I think the shield crash was doing close to 1400 damage on my frenzy build. But anyway, more than anything, this is just how, you know, I've been talking up until now. You know, like, you can really do whatever you want. This is a good example of that. You can literally, you can beat the game with a shield if you want it. Shield's going to kill people. Anyway, let's go back though. I need to decide how I want to respec, because I do think I'd like to have this shield around. You're 48. Which actually, I'm not even sure what we have for upgrade mats on this thing yet. It's like having a big shield that nothing can get through. It's very satisfying. It's maybe that and Bloodhound Fang.
Well, I took you for no matter.
Let's see what our... Actually, I may need to talk to you. Let me see what my upgrade mats look like. Let's go here. I have 9 8s, 15 7s, 5 6s, and then 16 5s. And I don't believe we have the other Somber Bell Bearing for that yet. Let's see, our bell bearings... Mining bell bearings. We have, I know we got the first one and the second one. No, that's right. Yeah, we get it up in the volcanic region. And then the somber. Going through some notes. Smithing stone. 3 is Zamor Ruins, which is up ahead, and then 4 is Danskin Duo and Firm Azula. So we can get it pretty close, but I'd rather actually I can take my halberd up all the way, which I'd like to do. Close to all the way. Or I could take you all the way. Ah man, what do I want? Do I want to use Great Stars or do I want to use my halberd? They're both really good. I do like Great Stars a lot though. Both up a little bit. Alright, anyway, let's wrap up. I'm going to figure out how I want to respec, because it doesn't make sense to have Arcane. I'm not going to use... It's just Morgoth's Cursed is... Honestly, the damage on it's just pitiful. 573 compared to 792. For a measly, what, 7 more bleed? It's not worth it, sadly. I wish it were better. I do. This thing honestly needs a buff, considering it's a boss weapon, because 573, even if we were to upgrade it to plus 10... It's up to, what, 294 and 329? It gets up to 623 if we're going to upgrade it with this build. Which, at 623, it is still a, like, 150 plus weaker than Bloodhound Fang, which is, sadly, not that good. So I'm going to figure out my respec. From here, though, we are effectively done all of these regions. So moving on, we are going up here into the mountaintop of the giants. After that, we have the consecrated snowfields. We have 3 legacy dungeons, and then we have the final boss. So we're in the home stretch. Y'all stay tuned, and I'll catch you soon with some more.